let's put those decks in order so you can choose one to reach world's finest. Hi, my name is Peter Random, and I'm among the top players since Season 1. It's pretty easy. If I can do it, so can you. But everything starts by choosing the right deck. Let's dive right into it. Well, first of all, let's put some benchmarks on what it is each tier. So S tier are decks that can get 70% win rate or more, A tier 65 to 70, B tier 60 to 65, C tier 55 60, and the D tier under 55. So let's begin. Let's go in order. The first deck, Black Adam, Aquaman. I'm gonna put that on the B tier. Since of the last patch, we got some new cards for the Black Adam package. Sea Creatures, Plana, Atlan himself, and the patch before that we got Hallows Eve. Yeah, the deck got a lot of support on the Black Adam part, and the Aquaman part also got a lot of support. Now the deck is actually viable and you can get good results with it. Around 60 to 65% win rate with the deck. That's pretty cool. And is on the B tier list. Flash Doomsday, that's a C tier deck. It was A tier before the patch, but with the patch, it removed Energy Blast from hitting leaders, and that hampers the deck a lot because it takes out something that was versatile and put that only hitting recruits. And not only that, everything else got buffed and not Flash Doomsday. So it lagged behind a little bit. God, right? Yeah, so now it's a C tier kind of deck. Fruscos, Aquaman, Flash, that's on B tier as well. And if you play that deck perfectly, yeah, it's A tier or even higher. But if you are not Frusco, you are not gonna play this deck to its full potential because the deck is pretty hard to play and it has a unique way to play the deck. It's not that deck that you just dump your hands into the board and hope for the best. You really have to strategize a little bit, think some turns ahead, and that makes the deck pretty hard to play. I can't play it myself to its full potential. So I guess it's a deck for some people, but not for everyone, but for sure it's a strong deck. I recommend you to go watch some Frusco's gameplay as a streamer himself, and you might learn a thing or two about the deck. General Doom. General Doom is a C tier deck. General Zod plays Doomsday. It's fun, it's strong, but it's only strong, really strong, if your opponent doesn't know what he's doing. If your opponent knows what he's doing, this deck, it's gonna be C tier. If he doesn't know how to play against the deck, yeah, it can be A tier, but for the most part, it's gonna be a C tier strength deck. It's really fun, it can hit really hard. It's gonna hit on turn 4 by 17, almost unavoidable damage. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Everyone likes big damages on the screen. So yeah, it's fun, it's strong, but not that strong. You have some better options. So Aquaman Batman. Aquaman Batman can be seen here as well as Batgirl Aquaman. Both versions are pretty strong. People are experimenting more with Batgirl at the moment, but there is no reason to not think that the Batman version is the better version of the two, but both versions are A tier material. It's a solid deck, it's been here since day one, it's not going anywhere, it's pretty solid, pretty easy to pilot the deck, and can get you very far. And if you perfect playing the deck, it can be even S tier. It's pretty solid, pretty strong. And with the latest patch that brought Aquaman to top tier leaders in the game, the deck only got strong. So yeah, it's an awesome deck, extremely consistent with a lot of card draws. So yeah, fun, strong, solid deck, A tier. Inmates, our first deck that goes into the D tier category. Everyone likes to play Inmates since closed beta, but the deck's not strong. It can have explosive starts, and that's why it's on the D tier and not even put here. because you can get those Clay Face or Black Mask kind of openings that you just win the game. But for the most part, the deck lacks consistency. If it had a little bit more consistency, it would be C or B tier. But since it doesn't have all that consistency, it's a D tier. It's pretty fun, pretty awesome to play with the deck. There's a lot of shells to the deck, but the most common one to be used is Ivy Harley Quinn. But it's a D tier. Intro deck: Batman, Wonder Woman. I left this deck here to make a tier list with him because it's the first deck that everyone plays. Like, what deck should I play? I'm a free-to-play player that just bought the game and I'm here and I don't spend money. I want to see if the game is good for me to play first. So, Batman, Wonder Woman. It's a strong deck, it's a good deck, good enough deck to be in this tier list. It will teach you to play the game, and it's strong. You're gonna learn everything that you have to learn with the deck from the game, and then you can move on and build stronger decks, like Batman, Aquaman from the same factions. Now, Joker deck. I wrote Joker deck because it can be any Joker deck. It doesn't have to be with Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan is my version of the deck that I enjoy playing the most, but you can play with Batgirl, Batman, whatever. Joker plus something is gonna be fun, explosive, and it's gonna drive your opponent mad. I know I'm mad when I'm playing against Joker decks, but it's a strong deck for sure. And with the latest buff to Cosmic Staff, the deck got really stronger. And also this version of the deck with Hal Jordan with the buff to Hal Jordan himself. So the deck's quite fun, quite strong, and quite explosive. If you choose this deck to play, keep in mind that you have to play this deck as a combo deck. It's not aggro, it's not control, it's a combo deck. You're gonna go off on a particular turn, and on that turn you win the game. Not necessarily because you were killing both leaders, but because you are hampering your opponent so much that he just concedes, or it means that you're gonna win on the next turn. So treat it as a combo deck that you have to plan ahead and make everything right, so when you go off, you just win. Next deck, Monomite. Monomite deck, actually we have two versions of it. The Monomite deck without Superman and the Monomite deck with Superman with the shield package. Both of those decks are C tier material. Choose whichever you want. Both are equally strong or equally weak. Depends on how you look at the situation. It's a solid deck. It can be quite fun to play. It got a lot better with some buffs that the Might faction just got, especially the Lois Lane buff. But yeah, it's a cool solid deck, but you're gonna be better if you pair Might with tactics, for example with Batman or Batgirl with Aquaman. But the deck's quite fun, it's quite resilient, it goes well against the Joker deck, it goes well against other aggro decks because of the shields it has, even if you don't play with Superman. Sisters is a strong deck. It's a combo deck, but a slower combo deck that can win earlier with John Constantine. It's an extremely hard deck to pilot. Be aware, be warned, but it's an extremely fun deck to play. Main win condition is going to be Morgaine, it's going to be Giovanni, Zatara, and you win by casting a bunch of free spells with John Constantine or Morgaine or Giovanni. It's a strong deck, but it's extremely hard to play, and it got a lot better with Miss Xanadu buff on one of the latest patch. So it's pretty cool to play with the deck. If I were you, I would give it a shot, but you warned, the deck's hard to play, hard to pilot. And next, we have our best deck of the meta for sure. It's the best meta for it's the best deck of the meta for the past 3 months or more. It's undeniably the best deck to play. The deck has everything, and that's why he's the best deck. What do I want to say about it? It's a mid-range deck that can't be as explosive as a aggro deck with Pedro, and that alone would be enough to make this deck a material, but then it can go control with the bolts, with the removal spell that Energy has, and it has a lot of reach, just like the Joker deck. So it has mid-range capabilities, it has aggro capabilities, it has control and reach possibilities, so the deck has it all. Play a lot with the deck. Don't think that you're gonna be acing the deck as soon as you build the deck. The deck's not really easy to pilot. It's not hard as Sisters, but it's not easy to pilot. You have to get used to it. And believe when I say it's strong, it's the strongest deck in the meta, but don't get disencouraged if you lose a lot of games. I have went on streaks on 0-8 with this deck. It happens. It has a strong matchup against any deck. It can win against any deck for sure. There is no deck that has over 50% chance of winning against the Storm deck at Shazam. So yeah, that's the best deck. Batman Ivy. It was A tier before the patch. Now I'm gonna place it on the B tier. It's on the cusp on being A tier. It's a pretty solid deck, pretty strong deck. It got nerfed little by little, the Ladama nerfs, and now a new card being added that prevents you from casting action cards for a full turn. That's gonna hamper this deck a lot. So yeah, it's a strong deck, it's a control deck, it's one of the only control decks on the list. If you enjoy control, that's the deck that you wanna build at Man Ivy, and go for the golds winning you the game. It's quite fun to play. If you enjoy the control archetype, go for it. Quite enjoyable, extremely strong deck to play, but not quite as strong as the other decks on A and S. And last but not least, the latest addition to the meta, Black Manta decks, and unfortunately, it's B tier. It's actually not only B tier, but it's the worst deck in the meta. That's not to say it's not a fun deck. On the contrary, everybody built a Black Manta deck. I paired him with Batman, but you can pair with a lot of options. But any of those options that you pair Black Manta is gonna be higher than D tier. It's gonna have an under 55% win rate. It's fun, it's nice to win by attacking your opponent, but it's not a reliable, consistent strategy. So be warned. You can, of course, play whichever deck that you want, but I made sure for you to know which deck to pick if you want to reach World's Finest. You can do it with any deck, that's for sure. But if you are struggling, choose one of those. Go in order. Storm, go big, Joker deck. Choose the one that suits your style. And if you like this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time, bye-bye.